All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to some more Minecraft musings. So I just wanted to start recording now. You're going too fast. I love it. But like, there's this scenery has just gotten so intense. Like, look at this opening scene. And then we got to wait until I sign into my Microsoft account. But like, look at that. You got a witch back there. You had a drowned right there. Um, is that a drowned riding a mollusk? Huh. Also, this might have been a mistake. Oh, I can still go ahead and sign in. So, all right. And it's also funny. I don't know if you noticed that I had like an African. Actually, I don't even know what that is. It's gonna sound super racist right now, or not racist, insensitive to other cultures and countries. But like, um, I don't know what that is. Let's see. No, it's not the African. There, the Pan-African flag heart. There we go. Yes. Uh-oh. I think I might have to back out and reload. Did you see that? It was like, you need to do, uh, do you want to download and join this realm as if I've been here for the first time? It's like, no. Oh, so anyways, yeah, that is the Pan-African flag heart. And I don't even know how it happened, but I haven't changed it because I like it. I like the colors, and I haven't been to Africa, but I do work for a company that does go to Africa. So, like, by way of, let's see, what am I going to have to do here? And now I'm in Iowa. Not just kidding. Like, the server's in Iowa. I'm in Colorado. I almost need to turn off the heat. It's like a little too much. Uh, but I wanted to add Memorial Village. So, oh, yeah, we're good. Doesn't matter. All right, so this is my family's village. It's like a Whoville, and at some point I am going to fill in the gaps and make all of that into that, but I've already talked about that. Whenever I'm here, it's just so fun. I just want to go skiing. Well, actually, just snowboarding, but you know, both are fun. Both are really awesome. And not everybody gets to do them, and I was fortunate that I lived up here. My parents chose to be in Colorado, and actually, my family chose. Like, my family's been here for generations. Um, let's go. So what I want to do, actually, wait, let's think about this. So I'm going to need some diorite, because what I want to do is make my dad's house. Now, this is kind of like a sensitive subject. My dad passed away a long time ago, and let's see. But in my life, I would say he's the most important ancestor. Like, he was the one that taught me respect, integrity, not to let people push you over or push you around, carry a be nice device with you at all times. Just because, although he was a bit of a smaller guy, so like I can see how that would kind of be, you know, but because smaller people, like skinnier, shorter, less muscles, they tend to be a little overcompensative. Like, and I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I actually was kind of a giant compared to my dad, and like, I could pick him up. He weighed 135 pounds, and and when I was in like middle school, high school, I could pick him up, and so like that was just exciting. And like imagining my kids being able to do that. No, I'm like 250 pounds. I'm like two of my dad, just in size and weight. As far as influence and leadership, nah, I have a long ways to go before I match up to him. So he was a foreman at a gold mine when he passed away, and like he had people that would follow him to the ends of the earth. He had biker club friends, like, you know, he had military, like, Actually, I don't know. I never met a lot of his friends, so I kind of fill in the gaps a bit. But from what I heard, he was very well respected and well liked at his job. So I don't know. And he was a problem solver. He was a tinkerer. Like his mind just never stopped. He couldn't quiet his mind. And unfortunately, cannabis wasn't legal when he was around, and so he had to drink. You know, he had to do something. He had to escape reality from his depression and this, and it was a downward spiral. And like, because the only substance to recreate with legally was alcohol, that's what his go-to was. So, in fact, I've heard people say that he didn't like weed. You know, he followed that stigma that weed was bad, and I wonder if it wasn't because of other reasons. Like weed would have been bad for a boss because your workers, if they give a hot UA, then you have to fire them. And so that, to me, the very first person I'd ever have to fire, that would make me not like weed. You know, if weed was the reason that I had to let somebody go, yeah, that's pretty messed up. So, also, actually, yeah, I think I have iron over there if nothing else. But I was gonna start cutting all the stone into slabs because, I mean, the blocks are good, but you can get twice as many slabs. And actually, since the whole Memorial Village is built with slabs, it would look funny if I started using blocks for the floor. But I gotta figure out where I want to put Dad's house. Like, so... Because we got Greg, Dwight, Vic. Oh, it's doing so good. Jeff, Chad, Brett, that guy's kiddo. I haven't talked to him since. I mean, that's a TikTok thing. It was a random thing. He's a hippy dippy dude, and he seems really genuine. And you know, I like his TikTok videos. And he's still a dad. Like he's got like 2 or 3 other kids, and I don't want to speak on that too much because I don't know. And this is his daughter's house, so Marley, there you go. Or son. I apologize. I feel really bad. I apologize because he just said, "Will you make Marley a house?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." This is Marley's. And look at this view. Hold on. I'm just going to close that. That is so cool. Like, if I was a spirit haunting something, I would want to do this. So, watch plot twist. I am. Woo! No, I'm just kidding. No, that's. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to those that have passed on as ancestors by any means. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. So, anyways, and I'm still gonna come back and fix these up. I gotta add like more furniture, more stuff. I want to make the houses bigger. I like that house. I like the house that I made for Marley, and I think these two, they're all right. But if you know Chad and Brett want to have a house for, and look at this. That also kind of creeps me out too. Like you can see through it. I don't know. I don't know how Chad would feel about that. I mean, you're just walking over, and then did I give him? Yeah. Oh, it's just so beautiful. But it needs snow like here, all the way across. So, now as far as Dad's house, what I was originally doing with the schema was starting with the first people that passed on in my life. So that's Chad and Brett. And then it would be, geez, I don't even know. Sean and Adam, they were twins. I met them in college, and they passed away. That was a really sad thing. I think they both took their own lives. Like, I know the first one did, and then I was hanging out with Adam and trying to, like, cheer him up and, you know, sorry your brother's dead, like, but, you know, what else can you do? And so we partied and we tried to hang out, and I tried to introduce him to some fun things, and which we did, but I think his life was just such at a emotional crossroads that, yeah, it was not an appropriate time. And that's a very harsh lesson that I learned. Huh. I love that sound, like the sliding, the woof, and then the woof. Oh, everything about this game. This is probably my favorite game, honestly. Like I love shooter games, I love action games, puzzle games, all this, but this. It's just peace. In peaceful, anyway. I don't play the other stuff. All right, so now there's a problem. Like, I need stone. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, sorry. Just woke up and I got lots to do today, but. So I was encouraged to start making some presentations for this platform, Monday Mansion, which was interesting. Like a mansion. Huh. I don't think I'd ever want a mansion. I mean, the house I'm in is probably just fine. In fact, it's dilapidated, it's falling apart, it's a fixer-up project for sure. The plumbing's bad, the toilets don't flush great, like the upstairs shower has probably mold and the tiles are falling off, and like the downstairs shower is brand new. And I talked to the guy that installed the tile. He was a great dude, and like we had a good chat, and oh yeah. And so oh, look at that though. And as it changes, like early morning. Although this is the twilight time that's kind of uncomfortable for me because, like, if you were up all night, which I used to work graveyard shifts at two different companies, the aerospace company, that was interesting because I was doing IT work for people in other countries and, like, I didn't talk to them a lot, but when I did, it was really interesting because I got to talk to international folks and be like, all right, what can we do to solve this problem? And I really had very limited power. I was trained to delegate tickets and triage the ticket queue, and then they started being like, "Well, what else can we?" Oh, let's see about the wood. Oh yeah, so I've got wood, but I need to actually. Let's go ahead and wait, where can this go? Now, there we go. I got Jacob Lyle's music stuck in my head. Oh, he's such a good artist. It's so good. Like, and not surprising too. Jake was a very talented guy all growing up. He could do a backflip running up a tree. He was extremely well, he's just strong, fast. He was an athlete. Like, he was crazy. He was this dude from Texas, and that was kind of a funny thing, is because we used to rip on Texas. Excuse me. I mean, and for no real reason except for the Texans would show up at the ski resort and they'd have this pride thing. And I feel like everybody would have the pride thing, but Texans stood out because of their accent. So when you hear someone like, come on, y'all, and this and that, and then like it's just a very distinct accent, and then you see them fall and like do a yard sale and throw their skis and ski poles everywhere. And like, because yeah, I used to work at a ski resort, and in fact, I'm thinking, it's like this is like the start of the Memorial Village. Oh, wait, I got it. Well, we'll leave one stack of dirt. We'll see if this does it. And I'm going to put in like a railway so you can kind of tour. Oh, that's what I should have done. Christmas lights. I don't know how much you can do Christmas lights on this game. But anywho, I'm going to have the road going up this way, the railroad, and have about this much room on the other side. And then there could just be a park, like a belt of a park in the middle. But I am going to... Actually, I almost feel like I should knock this down. It's like, no disrespect to Jeff, but this should be where my dad's house is. Whatever. He can get to know the guys, my dad and that. So, yeah, never mind. I'll actually just build it here. I don't need the dirt. But anyways, and like I usually do when I build these houses, or well, actually no, I don't usually do this at all. Actually, we're gonna start this as a new trend. So, oh, actually, you know what? No, I just remembered one of my other family members, my uncle. He passed away while I was away, and I wasn't able to go to Oregon to see my family, so I missed out on seeing him in the last like couple of years of his life, and it sucks. And I worry about my cousins, and You know, I know what I had to go through when my dad passed. So it was like, you know, that pain and that confusion and that anger, not at the person, just, and especially with that one. So that one, my dad was suicide. Like he chose to do that. He chose to check out. So, but my uncle was cancer, and it's like, oh, and I used to, so, and to back up a little bit, we used to do the American Cancer Relay up in Buena Vista. Like, I don't think I ever actually participated, which is weird because I did like the autumn color run, and in fact, I have the men's first place ribbon because one time I ran it faster than all the men in Buena Vista as a kid, just because I just happened to be a quick little kid, and like, you know, like I don't know, I don't even know if they let me win or if they just gave me the ribbon. Like, yeah, what's the harm, like, you know? But I have a first place ribbon from the autumn color run, still do, but. Um, no, but the cancer relay, I bring that up because my mom actually ran it one year. She was in charge of it with the committee, and like, oh, okay, let's actually get rid of one of these. About 20 blocks out. So, gonna make Steve a house too. And see, my uncle Steve. Sorry. There's another Steve that I might be talking to one day, and that's a completely different matter. Although it's ironic because, well, we can talk about that another time. But no, it's ah! And that's why I put the water under it. Oh, it's so fun. All right, let's go back up the water ladder. I need another water ladder. That's what I need. Because this is kind of a long ways to swim. Whee! This is peaceful. And I'm still not sure why. If you look at the mini map, I got those two green triangles. Those are actually pyramids. But for whatever reason, Minecraft isn't rendering the other pyramids. Oh, it is picking up my, maybe I just need to spend some more time over there and the map will pick it up. But it is picking up the Shack of Shame and the Red Fortress. And I was making a Dark Tower, too, in honor of Stephen King's Dark Tower series. That's possibly my favorite book series. I mean, it used to be Elfstones of Shannara was my favorite. That's still my favorite book, period. Elfstones of Shannara. That's the first big book that I read back in 3rd grade, 4th grade when I came back from Nevada. Lived there for a year and no more. Like, it was, someone shot a gun off in the front office because they were angry about something. It was like Buena Vista. I mean, the place that we lived. But it was just not quite the same. So, okay, and good. We still have some of the border. So actually, let's go ahead and do this. It's going to take a while to build this house. We'll just talk about Dad while I start to clear the area, and then I'll build it, finish it one day. Because I want to make it a nice, extravagant house. Okay. What you do is you crouch if you don't want to fall off like that. And that was a long ways to swim, so I'm not trying to do that again. And really, this village can fill this whole area, but I mean, I hope I don't, you know, but over my lifetime, I'll probably know that many people that pass on. So, I mean, that's not too out of the question. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of all these things. Like, whoops. Don't need those there. All right, let's go get this wood and stuff that we couldn't get. Oh, I love that. Oh wait, what? You can make spears now? What? That's what that was telling me? Oh man. Minecraft, what are you doing? You're just making new stuff. Oh, Mojang, I guess, or whoever owns it. Actually, no, now it's Microsoft, I believe. Windows and such. And I used to be a huge Xbox gamer before Microsoft bought it. And not because Microsoft bought it, but just because it's really expensive to maintain two different systems. Now I'm all PlayStation. This family's a PlayStation family. For now. I mean, that can always change, but like, because I had an Xbox and a PlayStation at the same, or no, that was when I had a GameCube, and we do have a Switch, so we're definitely a Nintendo family. Like, in fact, my son's beaten like all the Marios, Sonic over and over again. I think Sonic now is Nintendo. It used to be Sega, and just I don't know, like. I got him one of those cheapo like knockoff games that just has a bunch of ROMs, read-only memory games. Well, I guess that's all games are. They have the ROMs, but or however you say it, like the old games where I kind of feel like it's pirating, but they're games that have been out for so long that I think they are open. Well, actually, I don't even know. And who knows about the legality of these things too? Like it could be. Also, you got to be careful. I could have gone right back into the water if I went through the floor. There's wood blocking it. So, but anyways, back to my dad. You know, super nerd geologist, spoke German, Spanish, I think too. But he would teach us German, my sister and I. Like, oh, loved motorcycles. I had a Harley before, like back in third grade or second grade. That's when we were there. But he got two Harleys. He was gonna fix them up, and I was gonna have one, and he was gonna have one, and that never happened. And I don't know. I'm kind of glad. Like I know that he liked motorcycles, but they kind of freaked me out. Like, you know, and you hear about the motorcycle accidents and stuff. And I actually have another friend that passed away from a motorcycle accident, Cody. And that one cut deep because I was literally just playing freeze tag with him and his daughter like the days before. Like he died like 2 or 3 days after I saw him because I tried to hit him up. We were going to go do something, like go play some pool at the bar, and like, you know, he was on probation and hating life and just being told what to do and that you're not responsible enough to have a drink or smoke some bud. And like, it's just such a slap in the face. And like, and I think we need to fix that for criminal justice reform. Like, let them smoke bud. Maybe not the drinking. I understand that. But like the bud, let them enjoy that. I mean, they're trying to be at peace. They're trying to fix their life. Like, you know, we got to get over this stigma that cannabis is so detrimental. Like, especially for neurodivergent folk, it's turning out to be quite the tool. Oops. It's a little janky, but all right. Oh, well, three isn't gonna. Three might work, just for a bit of it. Oh, that definitely doesn't look good. All right, and then the grass is gonna continue to spread. You see, it's already starting. It's like that's where we started building. Was like this was all that it existed. Now all of this grass is new. And sorry, my stick drift is kind of making it hard to point, but. Anyways, no, he loved Rammstein. What was that? Float On by I forget who does that. It's not Panic at the Disco. It's some other like kind of interesting name, I feel like. But Float On is the name, and like every time it comes on, it's just I don't like it. Oh, I mean I do and I don't, but that's the emotional song. Oh. Whew. He was a good dude. Yeah. Had me do hunter safety classes in first grade. Oh, sorry. I'm cannabis clogged. Oh. Sorry, I try not to hit the mic. I know that sounds terrible on the recording. All right, man. Whoops. I'm trying to go up, not down. Oh, but yeah. He was just an interesting guy. Spent all his time down underground, like didn't see the sun a lot. You know, didn't really eat healthy. Well, he ate a lot. Like he would like cook himself steaks and pork chops and all this big meat food and stuff, and like just for a little guy. Like I mean, and not little in stature. Like I mean, he's people listened to him. They knew that if he was saying something, I think he was probably ADHD and maybe even autistic or something. Like, I mean, but he people, and well, this is how my uncle put it, like when he would talk, because he didn't talk a lot, he didn't like to waste words, but when he said something, it was either really funny or really serious. Like he was deep in thought and like contemplating like the inner mechanisms of something, of some culture, society, or behaviors or something. And he taught me that, you know, just kind of be mindful of people and their tricks and like what they might try to do and games they might try to play and like all of this. And he was a very observant guy, very observant, and that did him good. Like I mean, he was a boss. He was a foreman at a mine. Like I mean, and they drove mucker trucks that could run over a regular vehicle and just flatten it and not even know. Like you might not even think that you ran over something. It could be a whole person's vehicle, like a truck, like a car, like just squish. I mean, these are several tons of big truck to haul mining rocks out of the earth. And that's kind of debatable too. Like, I mean, especially after hearing the Gorillaz song about the monkey, the mountain, the monkey in the mountain. Like, and then the monkey got angry, or the mountain is monkey, maybe, I think, if I remember right. I'd have to go back and listen to that album, and that's the thing. I never paid for Gorillaz. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love Gorillaz. Like, I've suggested Gorillaz, like, to other neurodivergent people, because the music is just so soothing, and just the weird beeps and boops, and like, and then the happy, like, just, they're always so happy, like, except for when they're not. There's one where it's like da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum, and I like read the backstory on it, and apparently one of the band members was like locked out of the studio and got there and was already having a bad day, and then like, or they just couldn't find their keys, or they couldn't get in for some reason or something. Then all of a sudden they're like, all right, and then they just vented on the microphone, and what I think he thought was like angry ranting actually ended up being like very entertaining vocals to use on a song. And it's just like, and it doesn't sound like he's drunk or something, but it sounds like he's somehow otherwise not impaired, but like distracted, and like he's having trouble talking, and like I think he has like a British accent. I don't know. And then they accentuate it with the drums, like bum bum, and the other instruments and stuff. It's just so cool. And like, okay, actually this is all the trees except for this one. So for my dad's house, we're gonna go big. Like, he gets the big house. He gets the grand, well, not mansion though. Like, actually, I don't know. These, I feel like this would be considered a mansion. Not Jeff's house. Jeff's house is actually a, well, okay, no, that's pushing mansion. This thing, Dwight's and Vic's houses, these are mansions in my mind. Like, look at this. Like, this is about the size of a normal house for me. And then you go up and there's two houses stacked, and then guess what? They have observatories where they can see the stars. My dad's got to have an observatory. Oh man, he loved the stars. He'd do star charts, and he like would keep track of them. Like he could explain things, and he had the big paper maps of star charts. Like, and he could just roll them out and show you any constellation, or most of them. I mean, I don't know if he had them memorized, but, and he would too. He would show me. He'd be like, you know, so this is this, and this is this, and then we'd go outside. And in Buena Vista, it kind of sucked because like you have the light pollution from the prison, but at the same time you can still kind of see the stars. But we'd go up camping and like, oh, and actually let's clear this out because I want to make sure these new trees don't grow, because then I have to cut them down. But I also want to keep trees growing, so... yeah. And it's really for him that I do this stuff. He tried to solve the world's problems. And failed. Not failed, he solved some. I mean, he was good at what he did. And when people would come to him, he was trusted, like... He was just an all-around good dude. And he had a motorcycle club growing up, and like... and they were just like idiots, self-proclaimed idiots, the no-minders. I thought my mom had said no minors, like they wouldn't date minors and they'd beat up people. That's the kind of image that I had in my mind. Even though, truth be told, my kid's mom was rather young, not illegal, but just that was an interesting situation. We'll have to talk on that one day, but that's his grandkids, like, and his grandkids are doing great. They're respectful, they're kind, they're smart, they're calculating, but in the good way. And I'm teaching them to use their powers for good, because you can go evil real quick. In fact, one of my buddies, he was my best friend growing up, and we were so close, but he confessed that he'd been stealing from me, and it hurt. And the toys, not just anything, like Lego Knights, like my favorite things. And it was just like, and this kid had so much, like his family just had gobs and gobs of money and toys and video games and a huge house and all these things, and he still felt he needed to take my toys, and that just really bothered me. And it's like, you have no morals, like, there is no honor amongst thieves apparently, and that's heartbreaking. And he went off to, I still like the guy, but I'm nervous about him because he went off to sell munitions for the military. He was a contractor, and it's like, these things that... Wait, is this a tree? That's a tree. Like, that's not... So I built Jeff's house with the corner, but look, that's the corner I built. This is the corner that grew. All right. That's funny. And it's one of the big trees too, so it went all sideways, and then now we have all this, so now I gotta keep going up and do. So, and now I still forgive him to a point, but like, we'll talk about that another day. In fact, I need to, and that's between me and him really, and I think I've already started to explain why some of the things that he did as a kid bothered me, but like stealing from people, like, making decisions for people that they should be making themselves. If they want to give you this stuff, cool. Like, if he would have just asked for a night, I probably would have even looked at him and been like, okay, I have like 2, maybe 3. Okay, you can have this one. Like, if you want a night so we can play together, like, that's fine. But you don't just take. So, and that was it. That was the end of my trust with that guy, unfortunately. So... And I'm going to be seeing him. We got a reunion coming up. Like, oh, you're going to make stone spears? Nice. All right. So let's do the typical. I think I did 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 10. That's how I learned to count in German. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we going up? Woo! It's got to at least be as tall as Jeff's house. Yeah, we're going nuts with it. This is my dad's house. So I had 64. How wide are these? Because I don't want it too much bigger than these. Because, like, and as far as my respect and everything, Dwight was like a second dad, and then Vic was supposed to be my second dad. That's my co-parent's dad. So... like, this was going to be my father-in-law, and this was my father mentor. So, and I think that's maybe why, is because they're more recent. My dad is actually back there with Chad. Actually, no. My dad technically should be on the other side. Yeah, but I want him at this side because he can keep an eye on things. I mean, I want them everywhere. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not for any reason. Like, oh, I don't want to see you or anything. No. that's 21. 20 long looks pretty good. I think that's about what I did for those. Oh wait, I think that's why I went over there. I was going to check. And these should slowly deteriorate, maybe. Oh, nope. There's a... If it's connecting to, Also, I feel like there might be... Yep. My suspicions were correct. There was a block of wood in there. And let's get some more hedges. A shrubbery. Yes. Okay. Do. Okay. Oh, and I'm hungry too. I got a couple hours before my kiddos get here. I just need to shower, eat some breakfast. I might do 2 episodes. And these are the hour-long long boys. These are the Memorial Village. Because... And I used to do that. Like, do hour-long Minecraft videos and Borderlands. Max out the... Because it made it easy. Like, I mean... PlayStation does this thing where they'll show you the last 5 minutes as a countdown timer on the screen. So... do about 10 blocks, I think that was. Solid gold is all I know. So Jacob Lyle, like, oh, his music, possibly my favorite lyric is, I hope life gives you lemons if you've done dirt for power. Like, that is so powerful. That right there. And I don't know, like, I mean, I still consider myself a Christian, just non-practicing. Like, I grew up doing the Christian things and doing the nice things and all this, and like, so, oh, and I need some more. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I might have just enough. I forgot, I don't fill in the middle of the floor with cobblestone. Those are just the foundation. What I do in the middle of the floor. And you know what? He is going to have a massive house. He's going to have, like, it's going to go all the way up. Not all the way, but he's going to have a bit of more of a skyscraper. And it's going to be my dad's facility. You know, he can have a workshop in there. He can have all his tinkering things. And that's the other thing, too. I want to start tinkering like my dad did. He used to build such cool stuff. Like, and with me, too. We built a potato gun. We did, like, a whole ballistics. It was Backyard Ballistics was the book. And it was just so cool. Like, all these little, like, projects and stuff. And, like, I guess I didn't need all the slabs. I thought for some reason I was going to be building, like, kind of like how I have the walkways over there. But, oh, and I'm going to need more than that, most likely. In fact, I'm going to need more wood. Let's just build it. We got a bunch. Oh, wait, stairs. Do we have stairs? Yeah, we're going to need that for the thing. We're going to need a couple pressure plates, and a door. Yeah, that's good for now. Because, like, I was doing the double doors for these guys. Jeff was really sad too, because like I had just seen him at the gym. He was trying to help me with a job. I just got laid off from one place, and it was some medication mismanagement from psychotropics, and the thing is like they made it to where I can come back whenever. In fact, they were training me to be a supervisor of sorts, like shift supervisor at first, but supervisor of the entire. Well, no, shift supervisor actually meant something different over at the production place. Oh wait, did I say the name? I might have to bleep that out, but I built wind turbine blades, and it's a great company. In fact, I have good things to say about just about everywhere I've worked. Like the work itself, I mean, the aerospace company was great. I learned a lot of stuff. Just didn't get paid all that much. I mean, you know, I could have been making more working at Walmart, and I'm like, you know, and I was pressured, like, so I was a gatekeeper of military secrets. I controlled the access, and I never saw anything, mind you, and I don't have a security clearance, and I don't want one, but, and I would never betray my country intentionally, but I'm kind of a spaz, and I trust myself not to say anything too bad. Like I said, I could just go back and bleep out if I said a company name, and I try really hard not to say my current company either, because I do some risky things talking about cannabis, and it's so sad that has to be potential punishment. Like, you know, I was stoned when I took the ASVAB and I got a 97th percentile. I was stoned when I took the ACT. Well, not stoned, like that's kind of a heavy word. Like that's when you see those commercials where that girl is like plastered into the couch and she's just deflated. Like, yeah, that's like sativa, and if you do too much, but if you just stick with a nice, or no, sorry, that's indica. That's indica, the heavy one. If you just take a nice sativa and just not that much, don't overdo it. Like it's a tool. It's a medicine. It's not. I mean, it's definitely a fun recreational substance for sure if you want to use it that way. But for people like me, to keep the mind quiet, it's perfect. It quiets, it calms, and then you can focus. Like I'm not gonna do any today. My daughter has a play date, and so I want to stay completely focused. And in case her mom ever has any qualms, like I need to be mindful of that. But in my off days around my kids, like yeah, I might have like a puff or two. It's not in front of them too. I try to hide it from them. Like I hid chewing tobacco from my ex the entire time we dated. She probably knew. I was probably just being silly, but maybe not. I don't know. I was raised almost as an inmate. We learned how to hide things pretty well. Oh wait. We're gonna do the window thing. Yeah. So let's just focus on these. We'll do the privacy wall. We won't have like windows. Keep Jeff and my dad have their own privacy. But no, and Jeff was a good dude. He was in the rehab room with me, and like we went through some things, and not the actual rehab together, but that was really fun. I think everybody should go through rehab, even if you've never had a problem with substances. And truth be told, I don't think I really had a problem with substances. People had a problem with me using substances, and that's facts right there. Like, weak-minded people that are like, oh my God, you need to go to jail or prison because you have a little baggie of something. Like, come on, get real. Like, now if they're out there like hitting people and preying on women and children and all that, you betcha, under the jail. Like, but if they're just out there just being goofy and being polite to people and being kind and keeping to themselves, what's the harm? And if they die faster, what's the harm? Because, I mean, they could always do like my dad and just pull the stop button at any time. Like, life is precious. Are you going to spend it white knuckling and like miserable? Or are you going to spend it goofy and having fun? Like, and granted, but that's why they need leaders to guide that. Like, you need shaman. And I'm friends with a lot of shaman. And that goes for women too. That's a very women thing. In fact, I'd even say women make better shaman than men, honestly, because they're more mindful of emotions and feelings. And like, on average, I should say, whenever I do these generalizations, please know I'm just saying on average. Like, I'm trying not to be judgmental and racist and generalizing, but a general observation is women leaders are often better leaders in my opinion. Like, there, I said it. And in fact, I think that's very true. I was raised by women in the church. I was raised by women in the school. I had a lesbian music teacher, which was awesome. She was so fun and so happy. I loved her girlfriend. Like, she was just happy. Not that straight people can't be happy, but like gay meaning happiness, and then that's just what they are. That's an accurate description. Like, just seeing the relief of these people when they find out that they can actually date the people they're attracted to and not have to be forced. Like, could you imagine? Like if growing up, I mean, gay stuff, like guy on guy stuff, that was just kind of weird for me. But I mean, I never really thought of a guy romantically like that, But imagine if I was forced to see a guy romantically and not see a woman romantically. Even though I saw women romantically, I'm driven wild by them. I'm still driven wild by the one, but I want a nerdy gal next. Like that. That's my tribe. I need a autistic, ADHD, weird Harley Quinn doctor, psycho that might stab me in my sleep if I don't treat her right. That kind of love. Like I want to become the Joker, but without all the violence. Like he resorted to the violence when the other stuff didn't work. If you notice in the movies, he used other tactics, and he got the mafia, ripped off the mafia, punished them, punished the punishers, and that's legit. So, let's see. 1, 2, oh, I can't count those as easy because I get confused with the other lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Out of 20, though. Wait, that still doesn't look... So it'd have to be 10. Never mind. 6, 7 is so hilarious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Is it the 10th and 11th one? Yeah, because if you're counting the other way, 20 down to it, it'd be 1, and then, yeah. And I watched the video for the 6-7 gang, and like, and no offense to the gang, like I respect organizations and clubs, and they're trying to just do what they're thinking they're the right thing to do is. But oh, anytime, and let me tell you, the gang leaders do not approve of you randomly beating up innocents. Like they will beat you up for that. Like there's justice, there is communal justice in gang life. Like, and if you go to prison, and I've talked to several gangbangers and like and OGs, like they were actually in the OG gang for prison, like the lifers and stuff, and that's what I heard from the old timers and the leaders. They wouldn't stand for that. That's how they dole out justice. Is they see somebody picking on somebody for no reason. Now, if you have a reason, that's different. Like, but then you need to do problem solving, and there's a bunch of problem solving in prison that people don't even know about. Like, it's just these unwritten laws that they well, because they can't write. In fact, when I was in jail, they took away my I was doing these. What was it? It was so funny. It was puzzle stuff. I was doing puzzles out of the newspaper because I was bored and my mind needed stimulation and like just sitting there in the pod with the other guys. And that was when I was in the the handyman palace or however they describe it. That's actually one of the more PG descriptions of it. But when you get a single cell and you're just by yourself, then you kind of can go to town on some things. But anyways, but I was doing puzzles and stuff up there and reading spy novels and just keeping to myself and just being quiet, timid, and not because I didn't like any of the other people in there. Actually, I got along really well with a couple of Northsiders in there. Like, one was a pod worker, ended up giving me one of my jackets later. Like, he was a really good dude and just kind. And he's like, here, you want this coat? I'm like, yeah, man, thank you. That's awesome. And, and I worked out with another Northsider. I have a lot of Northsider friends, actually. Like, and that's why it drives me nuts with this whole, like, ICE raid nonsense. Like, they're all being stereotyped now. Like, my one buddy, I don't want to drop names, but, like, I would just yell out his gang name and be like, hey, ¿qué pasa, vato? And, like, I'll just get all excited. And he'd be like, hey, what up, man? And, like, Odele Aryan, because my name literally spells Aryan. And I think that might actually be an inside joke with my dad, because he wasn't racist per se. He said a lot of racist crap, but like he didn't care if people treated him with respect, he didn't care. But if people treated him with disrespect, he would call them like racial names and stuff. And it was kind of a weird thing, but like not a lot. I mean, I didn't hear him do it a lot, but like when I hear people talk about him, you talk like shucking and jiving and all these like racial terms of like what slaves would do when they weren't working or something, but apply it to, and I used to say some of the similar stuff, be like, yes, massa, I'll go do work at this. And like, and I did not mean it as an offensive to any black people. I meant it like, I'm being treated like a slave over here. You got me working, doing all this and like, and just like joking, not trying to be offensive to people that actually did have to do that. And of course, later when I learned what slavery really was, like I thought they were all just happy slaves working in the plantations, like, cause that's what we were raised up to think. Like same with the natives and the colonists for Thanksgiving, like, and then the poor slaves and everything, like brought over here, kidnapped, and oh, so what is that? Yagazi, Homegoing. I read that book for my company's book club, and like that, oh, that's messed up. When the slave catchers are their own people, like selling them out, like, but you get a lot of money and you get a lot of like nice things, and it's like, so yeah, stuff like that. That's why I have the African heart. We totally abused, and that was just one country over there. Africa's huge. They got so many countries over there. I want to say it's like the size of North America, like if you were to try to like move things around. Anyways. So, and he didn't mean it as a hateful way. If he saw a black person, he treated them with respect every time. Like he did not care who you were, he would respect you. Now, he might have had some racial like prejudices or something that I might not have known about or something. I don't know. I didn't talk to him a lot. In fact, like he died when I was 15, so. And he actually didn't really live with us either. He lived back in Nevada where he worked. So he'd come out for like a week every month or two, and most of the time he'd be sleeping and kind of passed out. But he made me, and he made me what I am. Whew. Oh, the tears started to well up there. Oh. Whew. God, that hit. Jeez. God, it's funny. I'm still gonna have to use the Visine. Oops. Hold on. I gotta blow. Whew. All right, I'm back. I'm good. Whew. Yeah, it's definitely made me tear up there for a bit, but it's okay. Life will go on. Oh, and it has to. I mean, if our ancestors are up there watching us, that's what they want. If they're not up there watching us, then it's what we want. So, I mean, really, it's like double Dutch. Like, just do what you want. Be happy. That's one of the things that Jacob Lyle, well, no. What? Why does it have all the stuff still? Anyways, whatever. Um, whew. Yeah, I was just saying I got to use the Visine anyway, and I'm not even going to smoke today. But either way, it's okay to cry though. That's what I teach my kids. Like, if you're feeling it, go for it. It's better to let it out. Uh, but that is why I do all this. So, oh, there's the hour thing. So, dang, I already did the first episode. Okay, um, well, I got 5 minutes now. Now that there's a countdown timer. Nice. But that's why I do what I do for my dad. He wanted to solve a lot of problems, and he was good at it too. He was really good at reading people, keeping people in mind, taking care of people, getting respect out of people. He didn't play no fool. Like, if you were messing with him, oh, he would get you. And not physically, mentally. He would destroy you mentally and then build you back up in the person he wanted to see you be. He was a great man. I hope people might think of me that way. Oh, but I hope I don't die for another at least 30, 40 years. I mean, 50 or 60, yeah, that'd be pretty good too. But statistically, I mean, 30 or 40, that's a pretty good, thing to shoot for. So, let's see. Also, we need stairs. Oh, and like I worry about my cousins too. They lost their dad when they were teenagers too. And it's like, it just sucks. Theirs was a surprise. Like, it was just like he just got sick, and like my dad was. I don't like calling that alcoholism sick. I think that's a cop out. It makes everybody sick. Like, it's not that someone is weaker or anything or like has a more addictive personality. No. Someone might just have different things going on in their life that encourages them to drink more. Maybe they're depressed. Maybe things don't seem right. Maybe the world seems like it sucks. Maybe they see the bad in the world and they're trying to see the good in the world. Like, there's all sorts of reasons. Definitely not a sign of weakness. That's what just always pissed me off. Like, I mean, like rehab and stuff, like there's a problem. There's a sickness. No, you just discovered something and found you liked it. So did it a little bit too much, maybe? Sure, but, look at how people drink. Look at how people lie. Look at how people steal. Look at how people treat people badly. Those are sicknesses. Being a prick is a sickness. So, and that sounds like I'm not trying to go root out and like exterminate all the sick people. Sorry, that just sounded really dark and Nazistic for a second there. Like, no, people can be healed and fixed and should be to treat people with kindness. It's the Christian way and it's also the Muslim way. So, like, people not doing it, you're double stupid. Like, God is disappointed in you in two different religions. Like, and I can imagine any creator in any religion would be like, I don't want my creations fighting each other, killing each other, hurting each other, being mean to each other. Like, because they're like a parent. If there is a creator like that, that's the thing, is like, if somebody created all this, like if I saw villagers killing each other, I would lose my mind. I'd be like, what are you doing? I would put them in timeout, put them in prison. Like, but then not for years though. We don't put kids in timeout for like a week. Why do we put people in prison for decades? Like, it just makes no sense. And granted, like, you don't want to kill them and do the execution, but like at the same time, like they can't join society or whatever reason. But I don't know. It's a tricky thing. Criminal justice needs reformed because while as is, we're just locking people up and forgetting about them. They might as well be dead. And that's the sad reality to their families. It's like, they don't get to see them. They can go visit them in jail, like, okay, but, that's not okay. They don't get to hug them all the time, get to see them. So. All right, well, this house is looking pretty respectable. It's a good start, and I think it's about the same size as that. Whew. Yeah, and I might do another episode. I need to eat some food real quick, but it's only about 9. I got like 10:30. So I got just enough time for a house. We'll see if we can't finish up my dad's house. Or at least build it up a little better. I'm like, I gotta figure out what's going on here. I think maybe because it's touching there, but that's weird. Like, I didn't think Caddy Corner would support that. Oh, wait, nope, I see it. There is a block right there. And there. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, sometimes when the oak trees get all big like that, they'll just randomly place like a couple of blocks and it makes it really hard to clear it out. Which is good and bad. I mean, I feel like that's kind of like a persistent thing. Then where do I want the roof to be? Like right there? Yeah, that looks good. Oh, wait. Maybe there?